Mark, a first run out of pre-season. What did you make of what you saw out of there today?
It was certainly hot for the players. Look, it's difficult in this heat. Everybody knows that. Everybody's experiencing that. Everybody's sat at home trying to keep the house and the interiors cool, which is really difficult to do. You're playing out in the midday sun and running around, because we had to run around against a really quality, competitive team who were 3 weeks into their pre-season, 3 games into their pre-season, because their competition starts pretty soon. So João Moutinho spraying the ball around if you allow him to in the middle of the pitch, and they've got a way of playing that can make you run, and they've got really good quality players, so they'll play in tight spaces. They're able to control it, and we defended pretty well, certainly in the first half. I made 11 changes in the second half, and in the second half we did pretty much very similarly. But we had a couple of chances as well in the game. We created some decent opportunities whilst not being fully fit, and obviously it's 45 minutes in blistering heat. What happens when you're running around in blistering heat is your throat goes really dry, your mouth's really dry, and you're just fighting for that, and generally you're thinking about that rather than what you should be thinking about. Hydration breaks that have been maligned in America, I can tell you honestly, they're needed, and you've got to try and get that in to make them rehydrate and be able to go again. So for us it was a really good workout. I'm sure for them it was a decent workout as well. We've limited them to very few opportunities, and the lads gone through at the end and shown great skill and feet, really quick feet that's taken the space, or got a space and opened it up for himself to shoot and score. So it is what it is. Result of that in this game doesn't really make any difference. It's about performance and getting that 45 minutes into the majority of them as we could. But I thought in the first half there were some actually really decent signs, and 1 or 2 bits in the second half too. But decent workout.
It's come at the end of the first couple of weeks of pre-season training. What have those last couple of weeks been like?
Well, what have we had? We've had 5, 6, maybe 9 sessions. So the first 2 days were testing. So we've not been back long, just over a week. And we've had our first game earlier than probably would normally. So from my perspective, that was it was good. It was good to see, because there are a few that need more and will get more, and it's good that we've got 4 or 5 weeks left before the first game.
We didn't see Ethan and Luke today. What did you have to consider when making a decision not to play them?
We did consider the conversations that we have with the sports science and medical department, and then not take any daft risks. So there's no point at this stage. They've both been out for a little while. Ethan for a little spell at the end of last season, so he's coming back to fitness. He's coming back in. He's fit, but he's not fit, if you know what I mean. He's just at the start of that, but he's ready to go. You don't want to put him into an environment that's uncontrolled like this in the heat, and then him break down and we're turning around and going, what did we do that for? So listen to the like Damien Roden and Matt Ratcliffe, and just make sure that we're generally following some guidelines that make sense, and hopefully we'll keep everybody fit and moving forward.
2 of 5 players who've joined the club in the summer. What have you made of the business so far?
I've said before, I think it's really early days. I think there's some really good players. I think there's some that are at a different level than others at the moment, and we've got to work with them to make them better and get them ready. They're not on their own. There's 1 or 2 others that have to still get up to speed, but that's normal for this stage in pre-season. You've just got to make sure that everybody's on the same page and know that you've got to run through a brick wall for the supporters, for the owner. He said the other day, and he makes no bones about it, we've got to be challenging around the top 8. So we've got to do that. That's as simple as that. So let's have a go. But you can only do it by being really, really fit, and being able to do that. And that comes over time with the way that we're doing things. Hopefully it will improve, and it'll improve over time. But when we start the season, we've got to be in a position to go and really attack the division.
The next friendly is Crewe next weekend in front of supporters. How much are you looking forward to seeing the fans again?
I'm looking forward to it all, but again, it's building blocks for me, so I'm not looking anywhere near beyond next week's training and then building into that game. So be nice to see our supporters, be nice to play in front of them again, and get ready to go. And I won't forget the support that we received at the end of last season either. So I want to try and repay that and make sure that we have a better season than we had last season. The start was really good last season. Can we maintain that? Can we start like that, or is it better to finish like that? You know, we've got a really important time ahead of us to plan and prepare. But really looking forward to it.